Hey, welcome, guys. It is second to the last week of season 22 North American Online League. We have ourselves three games. Today we're in the main room, which is great. All right, we have down players today. We have Qiyu versus Riani. Okay, great. Three done, two done. We have one done, two done, and we have 2Q, 2Q. All right. As before, as we mentioned before, the OGS time rankings tend to be quite strong. So let's see what we have. I think this is Jiyu Huang, and I've seen this guy's name popped up in many Go tournaments. All right. Okay. Normal openings. I believe this is the most stable version of the Golden Retriever style opening, which is all good. Okay, all right, all right. Okay, this is the first relatively aggressive move here by Black. It's not an obvious, it's not an obviously important or good move. Some obviously good moves like this one, like extending to the side, the 3-3, and then this one. These are all obviously good moves. Hard to say. It looks like a very okay move in the game. It's okay. It's a case of play wherever it's relatively big, and it's gonna be okay. White. It's not easy to attack this one stone. White herself needs to worry about the corner three stones. So that's going to be the focus of the next phase of the game. In this sense, this one move is a very interesting move that opens up the game for a lot of good possibilities, totally valid as usual. However, this does imply that the previous white move, which kind of anticipates this invasion move, is also in a perfectly good spot. So relatively good so far. Upon first inspection, this white move is very safe. It may seem a little over concentrated. However, if we play the other move, which is the 3-3 in the corner, this is just as over concentrated as a game move. So it's not easy to see a good like logical move. In that sense, again, this not obviously good move turns out to be pretty good. All right, so white plays the knight's move. This significantly strengthens the white position on the bottom. There are basically no more attackable groups left for black, and black has a relatively weak stone. So the idea now is to go a little more solid, and the obvious solid big move is the 3-3. So that makes perfect sense for black here. All right. Okay, let's see what happens later on. This move, another very defensive move. It's like scooping, scooping under black here. Probably okay. Another move that's very similar is the slide over here. Because white felt a little concentrated as a move before, does not feel like white needs to add any more moves here. And some move like this approach, the bottom and the top, all seem like reasonably good choices at the moment. Okay, so let's see how this contact fighting will go. Once we attach from a position of relative strength, it is very important not to play the Hane move as in many Josekis. This is usually played when we are in a weaker position and we're just interested in getting a lot of exchanges in and getting a base on the left. So the key here is probably to cut. Although after we cut, it is not easy to see what white could do after this. Now black has a dual threat of laddering the one stone and pushing down. if we're okay with laddering one stone, that's okay too. White's not in danger, so there's also a ladder breaker, so it's probably okay. I myself like to play in a very fast manner, like this diagram. All right, in the game, White just plays down here, extending down. No doubt, I think White is not happy playing the normal Hane moves. Makes sense. Makes sense. Whatever Black does right now, it is likely gonna be, any sort of exchange here goes well for Black because Black starts from a position of weakness. All right, so in that sense, strategically, this move makes sense. However, it is it is a little bit slowing yourself down. So, that's okay. All right, so let's see how Black plays. Tanuki would be very strong. Black does Tanuki. Okay, very interesting. Yeah, the right hand side is very, very big. Locally here, White can cut, but having spent so many moves here, it's not that urgent for Black to do anything, even bothering with an answer on the left. So, all right, Black is playing a very, very good opening so far. White is very solid, though. Typically, we see the more solid player in matches sort of have the slightly upper hand later on in the game. Okay, I think right now the corner territory is relatively important, and the standard local response is the headbutting shape here. The next move is to block White to the outside or box White in to the corner. Usually into the corner is no good for White, so typically this shape is made. And this way Black gets a very, very full corner. In the game, this is a taking outside variation response. Okay, yes, so this is good. White will play here all normal. One Joseki is Black playing the Hane move. Yes, and the two Joseki is a cut and the attach. Basically, both of these are fine. White usually gets to go into the corner. In this case, when Black sort of lets White have more space, sort of plays a little bit relaxed and soft, White can correspondingly play a little soft too. If we still go for the attach, this stone gets captured, and this is very, very good for Black. Okay, so everything makes total sense in the game so far. Taking an outside influence Joseki right now feels a little bit not recommended for Black right now. That's mostly because White and Black all have very stable, very solid groups. So taking the outside, it's hard to see any major moyos being made and things like that. All right. Push here, White jumps, a very reasonable move. One local shape move here is this extend. If White can get this move in Sente, it'll be a very big game. It's a lot of ice space and everything. Another idea is to attach over here. It's another also a very active way to play. Hane here is also good. In fact, I think Hane here is the first choice above the jump, I think. Okay. And that's mostly because if Black wants to continue attacking White, White gets this very nice fortress-like shape over here. Okay, jump and Black connects. This connect is for sure not the best way to go about this. The disposition on the left-hand side fighting is that White is super solid on the corner and on the lower left side. When White has this potentially very over-concentrated position, it is very important for Black to keep up the efficiency in the play. A move like this Knight's move, a move like this Knight's move. Another one is the middling Knight's move. These are all very efficient, very fast moves. Okay, Okay, so these moves all make sense, and this shoulder hit is also a very common shoulder hitting shape. Another way to try to get white to over concentrate is to attach, just getting more exchanges along this line. Anyways, black connects. This will be a little bit not fast enough. Just if we think about it, the stronger white is, even if black plays very solidly, the black group is still gonna come under attack later. So in a setup like this one, it's very important for us to play with a lot of speed. Okay. This is a very good move. This white move probably Sente, and it doesn't lose anything. Black still has a cut on the outside. Very good example of a very important Sente move to have. Another one would be this knight's move. This one will most of the time also get white the Sente. All right, props for this. Okay, another crawling move. Okay, these crawling moves are fairly good in the eyes of the modern AI. Nice. Whenever you're just not that sure about how strong your group is in the corner, just play one more crawling move. It can't hurt that much. This is a very big departure from traditional Go theory, where it's like you can't make a professional player crawl on the second line to save his life. But nowadays, with new understanding, with more AI study, it's changed. It's now, if you're not sure if the turn is Sente or not, just play one more and then it's no big deal. And so it's no big deal. Great. White plays on the top. This is a very big area too, and it's loosely attacking these 3 black stones on the left. I'm beginning to feel like coming into the middle game, ever since black took the outside influence Joseki, black has lost out a little bit on the solidness, thickness. All right, all good, all good. White jumps, another very, very solid move. Black extends, and white invades. Okay, this is great. After you make all these solid moves and make yourself strong, and then what do? You invade and do as much damage to the opponent as possible. So this part is a very, very good idea. All right. Okay, here, so normally with 3 stones, it's a pretty strong shape, and knight's move is no problem and all that. It's a slightly less so when white's 3-stone group, in this case it's a T shape, has all of the liberties taken away. In that case, pressing one more time tends to be pretty good. Moreover, in this setup on this board right now, white having a exceedingly strong shape on the left-hand side means that whatever black plays facing the left side of the board is exceedingly small. So as we can see here, with a couple more exchanges here, pushing from behind, nonetheless, white is able to gain a lot of like several points of AI value, just because these moves are all in the better direction for white. White is playing in a more uncertain or more larger side, which is very, very good. So pushing from behind, another saying that used to be a very bad saying Go is now pretty reasonable, pretty okay. All right, another very, very nice local shape is this attachment. This attachment, if black cuts in this moment, white is able to do significant damage to the outside. So this will be no good for black. So, okay, a knight's move, a little loose, a little not pressure, but generally it's in the right place. It's in the right part of the board, so it's gonna be fine. All right, and black can't wait any longer. Black goes for the attack from the inside out. I totally understand, but just note that these moves are not gaining black any value yet. And so this is a big negative on the sustainable development category. All right, white plays a sente extension move to be more comfortable. Black cuts, white cuts the two moves. Very, very, very interesting. The two stones are very, very large. It makes white totally strong. So now all of black's eggs are in the attack on the right-hand side basket. All right, we have a question about move 47. Move 47. Okay. Move 47 is a submissive response, or is it reasonable? It's very, very reasonable. White is threatening to play this Hane push and then capture in sente, so black does have some problems. Another move for white is here, in which case the Hane move cannot be locally blocked. This is so there's some problems here. This is actually quite a common shape. Black does not want to just answer by doing this empty triangle. So black wants to find some kind of a active way to defend against that weakness. Okay. Continuing on the game, all of black's eggs are in the attacks the right-hand side basket. So black goes in here and then peeps. This has the potential of being white's last problem to solve on the game. White solves it pretty effectively, and so whenever you have to go back and capture and connect yourself when you're attacking, the attack is pretty much a failure. Okay. White turns, yes, there's no cut, and so black stops the attack. Very, very good idea. Destroys the top white territory. This is very recommended. Don't try to force something that is not there. White's group in the middle has nothing to worry about anymore. So black, steps back and then plays somewhere that's very big. In this case, it's the upper side, and then continues to fight to the rest of the game. However, this result, Gote destroying the corner, is probably not that worthwhile. White playing another move, makes the territory back. Okay, black connects, hoping this is sente. This was sente. Double Hane. This is a very, very important slap Atari that white has no trouble finding. This is very, very good. This habit is very, very important for Go players to develop. This Atari makes black into an open empty triangle shape, over-concentrated. In Go, you always want to have a balance of resources used. And in this case, there's a whole bunch of black stones on the bottom side, and there's one lone black stone on the outside. Very, very imbalanced. And this is where, so whenever you guys can create this kind of imbalance against the opponent, it's almost always a clear do. All right, black attaches. This is somewhat sente. He's looking for more sentes this way. Debatable how useful it is, but black is doing something. White fights back against that by playing this, which seems like it will work. However, the next move, Hane on the bottom, needs to be played. A couple of points, not a big deal. In the game, white commits a very big blunder, cuts, and this allows black to turn the liberty fighting situation back and capture white. Huge miss by white here. Okay. Luckily, white's main group is relatively safe. Probably have to play this one. This way, white gets all these moves in sente. In the game with that nice looking peep, but this will I guess white still gets the other moves in sente, so it's the same. Right, white attaches. Okay, let's see what white can do down here. It's very important to maximize our efficiency by playing the yes, perfect. Playing this one. Let's see how black answers on the bottom. I think right. There's nothing much here. Connect. This move is sente. Play a couple of sentes. This move is probably might be sente. everything is settled here. Black gained a lot by capturing the stones, and we'll move on to the end game. In the game, right, Atari's black extends. Okay, white pushes. I think white is doing something very, very dangerous on the bottom here, and that is something bad happened on the left-hand side. White is immediately looking to regain whatever was lost back. This is a very dangerous mindset to have as a Go player. It makes you continue to overextend and overplay. Now remember how white played in the game generally, very solid, very thick, very safe, very reserved, very with an eye towards the late game and stuff. Once this left-hand side, once this bad thing happened, white started to go very, very aggressive, and this can really snowball into more and more mistakes in the future. Okay, so after white plays here, the connect is a double sente move, forcing white to play here. And so it's extremely big. Black does not play it and allows white to play the sente hane. This double sente all of a sudden, gives white a big corner again. And this was some black territory, so white somewhat recoups a bit of the losses from earlier. Black did get a free move to shore up the middle though, so black still gained overall here. All right, and we go into the end game. Good. Black, white plays here, black plays the attachment. This feels like it's donating a stone here, but the plan is to play this one, Atari, and then connect. Very, very good plan. And so in the game, white plays the hane move, and then let's see if white responds here. This is very, very interesting. If white does respond, it's a perfect moment to go fight for sente with an attachment threatening the middle here. Let's see. White jumps. A total, yes, this makes perfect sense. The ladder is being fixed by this one stone, and it's all good. I just have one slight tweak to this, and that is since we saw the ladder, why don't we let black run the ladder out? And the ladder actually is already working without that white stone, and that would be if this happens, that would be very, very interesting. Right, so we go into the end game. This was played. Okay. Very interesting. It's very hard to not block, and then keep our own territory here. I would recommend this. Just remember that the left-hand side looks like this, and so black is ultra strong. It's not that important for white to destroy any territory on the left-hand side. It's just altogether not that big over there. Right? Good. I think in these moments, it is almost always whenever you are uncertain about it, you just go for the ko. Especially in this one where the connect move is facing the outside, which is already a valuable move by itself. And this way, we can keep those 2 extra points that in the game black got rid of. Okay, so the game is very close, and very good end game on the bottom, and then the game sort of goes into the end game. Okay, good. Recently, this kind of go style, especially by white in the game, very solid, very stable, very thick, and white did gain some points, 2-3 points in the smaller end game. Very, very impressive. It shows a lot of calmness and stability about the game. A big mistake on the left-hand side, but just steady as steady, and then at the end white wins by 6.5 points. Was a little bit more than that too. Recently I saw I played a game with a young person Michael Xu, the runner-up of the latest North America professional qualifiers, and he also has this exact very solid, very reserved, very very solid style that is focused on getting very good end game and then winning by a little bit. Very strong style to have, and this game somewhat similar in terms of style. This is not my style, but it is very strong, and it's very stable. When you lose to this kind of style, you never feel like you had a chance, which is a scary part. When you lose a couple of groups, at least you're like, okay, if he made a mistake, I probably, a reading error, a brain fart, I could have came back. The last game, White did make a big mistake on the left-hand side, but just very steady march towards victory. It's very strong. All right, next we have Jonas and Bus and Anthony. Anthony is X-Pillow. Is that Power Rangers over here? Okay, anyways, let's see how they play. Very normal openings. I'm glad to see a lot of these AI-approved openings take place. Good. See if we have a 3-3. Nice. I'm always glad to see that our players are up to speed on the latest Josekis and things like that. Great. So locally, one move is here. Another very interesting idea now is to totally tanuki, and now is a great time to go for the tanukis. This jump is very big. This is very big. This press is very big. Press is probably it's the most sente move out of all of these, so I actually recommend the press. Then play the jump. So the press, it doesn't. We don't feel like we lose anything because the upper left Joseki has a Blackstone on the second line, very limiting on the left hand side development. So a press, another press, it's all good. Okay, White plays a very solid extend into the corner. Interesting. Black attaches a very strong move. I think this extend up is a very famous AI approved local shape. In this particular normal case, I still recommend the old extend back, mostly because capturing the one stone is relatively important right now. There's no big moyos on the board. The top hand, maybe the top side, but whatever moyos that could be made by White on the bottom is not that big, and it's not so capturing the one stone is extra beneficial. So we are gonna get White to defend backwards probably. Right, extend up this way. White headbutts, and then White does not. Make another extension backwards. White can push up, and so here it's where the territory values outweigh. Territory values are number one here, and as we just mentioned, territory values are number one here. This move is splitting black left and right, but it does not have that much territory value, so I don't actually recommend White playing in this particular board in this very moyo center heavy way. It's time to go very practical. It's time to go for the Hanes makes a territory. It's time to go for the this move. Time to press black. Maybe even play a move that's a purely defensive move. It is not time to go try to attack any black shapes. I don't think any black shapes are easy to attack at the moment. Okay, let's see how this happened. Black Ataris from the bottom. Interesting. A stronger move would be to extend down. this is very recommended. The next move, there is a very strong push out, and the strength that this move gets black is very, very sought after. After this, black's groups are totally connected. There are sente moves against the corners. There are sente moves threatening the move out. And if you do the math, white captures one stone and destroys some potential territory, but it's okay. Okay, a plus. Okay, so this Atari and then press. This is a lot of reading involved. Probably this does capture the two white stones. So good. But this also does give white a chance to turn this around and then cut and then capture one stone. This additional territory is not all that important. All right, so white extends, black plays the connect move. This is a thing to the homage to the previous diagram, the threat of pushing down and the double cut and everything. The AI wants black to fix the problems this way, and when white cuts, no doubt the move is to connect here, and this way black can efficiently capture the white stones. And yeah, totally makes sense. Okay, good. So one more move for black to recommend is to extend here, and then white will not be able to win this liberty race. Anyways, here efficiency is most important here. Black connects, it is not that efficient, and this will give white a chance to either play the honey move and then extend and seal black in, or play the extend move, give up one more stone, and then seal black in. Well, we extend. Both of these are strong moves coming up, so white is not entirely losing on the right hand side. And so here white finds the very, very strong cut over here, very strong. Probably black needs to bite the bullet and just make these two exchanges, lose all the aji on the bottom, and then this allows black to capture the cutting white stone, and that's going to be okay. Black would like to be greedy and then play the extend move and then play this. This would be perfect, but when black plays the extension, white might just capture this way. Yeah. All right, so after the cut, black Ataris from the bottom. Okay, so this is going to be white cutting off a very big chunk. Swinging over to the left will capture a very big, large two stones there. Very advantageous to white at the moment. And we do see the other diagram we just talked about. And in this case, white probably has... anyways, this move is sente, so white can continue attacking or continue to put pressure into the middle. Let's see how white chose. White plays the Atari and then attach. Attach is very interesting. Okay. All right, I think white is swinging between connecting and then doing this, or just play in the Atari and Atari. Okay, very interesting. Let's see how the game unfolds. White connects, allowing black to cut over here. White has all the aforementioned ways to get out. I do recommend white to play this way though. If we can engulf the middle two black stones, it's going to be very good. All right. Connects, black plays one more move here and then cuts. This cut I do not like at all. So if black is totally alive, the cut is purely offensive. There's no sustainable development to it. So if black is alive, it's time to Tenuki, play the big moves outside. Black cuts, there's no way that this will go well for black's attack. In fact, white ignores the cut threat and then plays the turn. Yeah, there's no way. So the cut is just a simple go-take move. Okay, that's a little sad. Um, Probably the capture now is a very good move. Um, maybe Atari here and capture either way. Okay, no, maybe Atari here. Okay, no, none of those are the moves. Pressing out. Okay, anyways, white totally tanukis and plays this Atari. Oh man, so the result of this was white, black's cut was utterly useless. And then you never want to play an utterly useless move. Oh, I like this play by white, intentionally giving up these 3 stones for the greener pastures on the left-hand side. Very good full board play, full board vision here. Black can try to fight back against it, but it's not gonna matter that much. White can tanuki now, for example. Losing Sente here is gonna be extra bad. All right. So the next phase of the game, misses. Unlike last game, this game white misses a very, very interesting Atari. Good. If anything, just connect black Ataris and we can have another Atari. If black extends, we can have some more Sentes around here. All of these are helpful resources. All right, so in the game, let's see. The game is wrapping up. Sometimes black would become very desperate in these moments, especially if they're good estimators of the game condition, and play very desperately. But this game, I'm glad to see that white played extra solid, extra safe, and black did not play too much of an overplay, and then we go into the end game. Interesting. It must feel pretty close to both sides at the moment, even if they do see that white is a little ahead. Yeah, this is not going to work. Okay, black doesn't gain anything there. I see. So these moves, this connect in Ko is the biggest. All right, so lost a few more points on the top, and white ends up winning. This was tremendous display of full board vision at no time. This is the right way to do it, by the way, guys. If you do want to make big territories, and everyone wants to make big territories, you want to always keep up the pressure on the opponent. You don't want to just go and surround your territories. You want to sort of do this active fighting, active engagement fighting. And at this moment, for it Tanuki now, it would be a very, very nice and interesting and well played game. All right, yeah, white blocks. This is still very big, and in fact, this puts even more pressure on the black shapes, territory pressure. So it's still good. It's gonna win. Note when you do have a lot of good things going on, and when all your groups are very solid and very thick, sacrificing stones like this E8 stone, is no longer a problem, and this is how one surrounds a very, very large center belly. Right, so hopefully this game was instructive and tremendously high quality in this one. I know both of the players didn't fight that Ko. Nice, very impressive, very interesting game to watch there. Next we have Sam versus our tournament organizer Milan. All right, let's see this. That was quite interesting. Man, these games were very, very quality games. I I struggle to find improvement recommendations on them, which is good. All right. Milan is very unlike some of the players we have just seen today, though. Milan is extremely aggressive and does not mind playing some very unconventional and tricky moves, which I like very much about this. All right, this shape, I used to play this move a lot when I was a one-dan, when I was a little kid. And the opponent played these moves. Sometimes they hunted, sometimes they extended. I was pretty happy to push them down to the third line. But later, I realized that because there is this cutting point that always exists, exists and is a weakness in my shape, that I would rather not press the opponent onto the third line. I would rather play and press him on the fourth line if it means no weaknesses for myself. Okay, so and that is largely proven out against the AI with the AI here. So good. Glad to see. Sam is also very aggressive. He's not satisfied just capturing 2 stones. He continues to invade. So fireworks of a game, very, very nice, very, very interesting. This moment, though, at this moment for white, it's very important to start running here or running with the other group or sideways here. This puts the least amount of pressure on the 1 stone over there, which could be good. So in the game, this Hane black is gonna fight back, and there's no way to save the 3 white stones. So this is not going to be a success for white. This is not going to be a success for white at this moment. Okay. Yeah, this is about right. White does get black down to 3 liberties, but this S2 Hane is pretty big by itself. The next move, black can play this one and attack the bottom white group. So this is going well for black at the moment. Okay, black does play this. Extend I don't like, although I think it's okay. Connect is 5 liberties. White has 3. It's very, very safe. Extend, cut, and this. I guess as long as you have enough liberties, it's okay, and we can throw in, and white can't connect. All right, so black just has too many liberties for the extend and the connect. The liberties not to matter. Still, though, highly recommended. When you need the liberties, play the more libertied move. Okay, attachment. Very. By now, I'm beginning to get familiar with Milan's play style, and this is very, very, very classic overplay from our organizer here. Push and cut this. It makes no sense to not accept any donations like this. Capture more and more. Okay, in the game, black plays a very solid move, connects back. This will limit the amount of games. Black is still doing well, but the game goes on and the game stabilizes for white, which is very interesting. Hurry and then push, and here, this is this is interesting. Yeah, white would like to play this Atari and then extend, but making black a little heavier, but I don't think we have the time to do that. So at this moment, it is actually more recommended for white to play this extension move, allow black to capture and then connect the bottom. I would have imagined that this is a lot better than the game shape, but it turns out to be about the same as the game shape, which is interesting. Right, white pushes and black is not able to save everything. Oh, okay, that would make this a little better than my suggestions for sure. Okay, yeah, capturing 4 stones. Okay, a little better than my suggestion of connecting underneath. Okay. I'd say this is a very good recovery by white so far. Just remember, guys, whenever you have the chance to really do a lot of damage to the opponent, you want to do it. You don't want to give your opponent a chance to fight back. In this game, black played several key slow moves, 07 and 06, and white goes back. Here, Atari and connect. If white goes into this, black can just Atari from the back. Capture this. Capturing this means the 3 stones are also under threat next. So it's a little bit bigger than regular capture of 20 points. Okay, so in the game, white recovers a lot. White even gets this Atari in Sente later, which white totally recovers 4 stones plus sustainable development towards the top of the board. Nice, nice. Milan does not accept a normal extension approach of the corner like this. Milan goes all the way into the corner. I like this play style very, very much. Yeah, black is stuck in the answering chair basically. Does not fight back. Allows white to to make the top. Locally here, the shape is to extend and then turn in Sente, and that's okay. That's Sente, and it's done. White plays a Hane move. There is a very interesting move here, and that is this reverse tiger's mouse. If black Ataris and then connects back, white has made a as large or as thick a shape here as possible. So it's not as big of a territory than the extend, but it's much stronger. For example, in the game, white spends another move, fixing that cutting point. All right, and so extend has no cutting points, which would be good, but extend, there is less territory. There's an end game for black there. So there is another middle ground, which is this double Hane move. You are trying to force black to capture the stone this way. And then it's very interesting. We can push up. If black extends, we can Atari here. Not only do we get 3 stones, we get 4 stones in this wall. A very, very interesting way to maximize. It's a little, even more efficient than just that Atari shape. Of course, black may fight back against this, and we'll have ourselves another fight. Okay, so for all these reasons, the connect, the reverse tiger mouse shape are both very, very good. For example, if black extends, there's no monkey jump on the first line. So interesting. All right. Spends a move, we go on to the next phase of the game. The game is very close. White captured 4 black stones, black captured 3 white stones. At this moment, when black plays up to here, the most important thing on the bottom is eye space with 2 eyes. If white could manage to attach and not get the stone killed, this would be ideal. Living in place here is perfect. There is no potential territory on the outside in the middle, moving into the middle of the board here for white. And that means even if there's potential territory for black, it's not that big. Right? So the move is to play here and just to live in place. Even the attach is going to run into the capture here, and that's not as good. Moreover, there is one more consideration here for white. The attach and then this shape is a very, very good way for white to move out. In the game, this move out has no, we've lost ourselves some eye space, and there's no counter attack, and there's no territory that we're surrounding. So this moment, directional wise, white has played 2 moves close to a very strong black group, close to black's thickness, and the value is not going to be that big. Black continues to attack. At this moment, this attach, I think, is the best way to connect. Okay, this way, I think it does the job too, so I'll give this a pass to Black Peeps. There is a cut, but it's not a realistic cut. The important thing with with answering this peep is to make Black spend extra moves along on the right hand side where both Black and White are ultra thick, so it's not that important, and it's prime time for White to move on to the outside, which is now the middle of the board. So this is different from before because here the left hand side is very empty, the right hand side of the middle is on top of very strong thick groups. So here direction wise, White regains the right direction. We can do the same exercise here. We want to push Black down into the thick Black shape on the bottom, and then the middle White is a little flimsy. We can address this by attacking Black in the middle in Sente, as long as Black ends up playing moves to live. And then if White is able to surround some middle territory with relative thin groups, that'll be a very good trade. Right, White attaches underneath. Interesting. Okay, Black headbutts, which is also very interesting. Expected Black to play the Hane and capture some points. Yeah, but this is a very strong way for Black to play, and that makes the headbutting make sense. If White Hane's here, we can play this cut on the left-hand side, not good for White, and so White's probably gonna bite this and connect. Makes sense? And so here Black does get some good exchanges in. Interesting headbutting move. This exchange is usually not a gain, because Black, it's 3 liberties, and Black also had 3 liberties, but somehow this feels like it loses like a fraction of a liberty for Black, so makes Black a little bit weaker. Of course, the middle is all Sente moves for White. This move is a noticeable, nice Sente move, and the middle is very nice. White can destroy a lot in Sente now. Interesting. Very interesting choice to not connect the left-hand side. I like it. The middle was pretty important, and White is attacking a very large, important Black group in the middle. So that makes sense. This is interesting. Okay, this Black does have this cut, but there's a middle, these moves where White can cut off the middle. So Black does not dare to cut there, which is very interesting. Atari White probably needs to do this now already. Actually, maybe it wants us to play the Ko, I guess. Okay. Anyways, when Black plays here, if White can find some way to get at Black's shape, that would be ideal. Another potential way is here. I think this works a little better, and then cut. And if Black pushes here, there is only a couple of liberties left for Black in the middle outside. This way Black's middle dies, and it's all over. When Black does not Atari that way, this middle Black is also getting cut off. So this is a very hard to find. Remember here, find this attach, which is very interesting. I did not find this at first too. Very cold. They call this a cold spot. From professionals. White does not find anything obvious, and so connects. This makes total sense, and this kind of strengthening ourselves first kind of move is very effective in these moments. So this went well. Slightly better way to go about connecting is this attach in the middle, and okay, good. Yes, this Hane was great. It's also nags at the black shape. Here, black just turned, so black doesn't feel like he wants to play this T shape. May not be anything wrong with it, but okay. Hane is very good resistance. I am impressed in this game by both players' resourcefulness. Right, so in the end, white plays this move in an attempt to cut the black shapes in the middle. Unfortunately, this will not succeed. So the game continues. Nice. I think we see a pattern here where going for the attack is very hard and difficult. So white was not able to capitalize on the attack and instead also lost 2 stones in the middle there. This is the normal. This is a normal rather than the exception. So don't be surprised if you guys, have similar experiences when you go for attacks against the opponent. Go is very unforgiving, and traditionally it is very common to have this perception that the attacker, it's all about how much the attacker gains. Instead, it is actually about whether the attacker gains or not, and it is not. It is a very unforgiving. Black makes a crucial error here. The important move is here, and then play here. White will only have 2 liberties left. Black has 4. In the game, black plays here from the outside when white had yes. If white plays here, this is still good for black. 4 liberties to 3. White, this was very difficult to read out. Yeah, extend.
I just lucked out there. He made a mistake, and that
Yeah.
it was game over.
This is game over. White captures black by 1 liberty. This was a very interesting end game life and death here. I don't blame black at all for messing this up. The key is to get this, and I guess even from the outside it will work. This just loses a couple of points, but wow, this was tremendously well fought game. One more trick for us guys, when we try to go for these kinds of killing attacks, oftentimes it is like, for example, here, these kinds of preparation sente moves are often very effective. Like play some more sente moves like this and then go for the kill. We may have more success this way.
Michael,
Yeah.
we are out of time. Thank you
Yeah,
for the review.
yeah.
It was very useful, and Mr. Young is here.
Okay. All right, see you guys.